Welcome to the walking dread, where we you know, kind of dive into that feeling of unease that's always right there, just under the surface.
Under the surface, yeah.
Of our everyday lives.
Exactly.
We're not here for those cheap jump scares.
Right.
We want the creeping dread.
Right.
The kind of nightmares that feel way too real.
Yeah.
And those stories that just whisper at the edge of our awareness.
Yes.
So buckle up, because this is more than just a story. It's a journey into the spooky.
Yes.
Served with a side of dark fascination.
Ooh.
And if you're hungry for more trips into the eerie, be sure to rate and follow The Walking Dread. So today, we're not dusting off some forgotten grimoire.
Okay.
But we're going to dissect a more modern nightmare, a chilling narrative called Five Sweet Sorrow.
Five Sweet Sorrow.
And it's a story that finds its horror, shadowy figures, but in the subtle, almost perverse twisting of something totally innocent. The neighborhood ice cream truck.
The ice cream truck.
And with me today is Julia, our guide through all the things that go bump in the night or just jingle down the street with a hint of menace.
Yeah, a little hint of menace.
So, Julia,
yes.
When I first shared Five Sweet Sorrows with you, what struck you about this story?
You know, I think what really got to me was how it takes something so familiar, something so safe and happy, like an ice cream truck, and it turns it into something unsettling. It's not just about something bad happening.
Right.
It's about that corruption of innocence.
Yeah.
And what that says about us.
Yeah.
What that says about the desperation that we might be hiding in our lives.
Yeah.
It makes you think about the things that we think are safe and joyful, and then
are they really? Yeah. And what makes Five Sweet Sorrows so effective, I think, is how it starts with this image.
Yeah.
That we all know.
Yeah.
Kids scrambling for the ice cream truck.
Right.
Right.
Of course.
But almost instantly, there's this wrong note.
Yes.
The jingle isn't right. It's not the usual happy tune.
Right.
It's described as this haunting melody.
Yes.
That doesn't quite trigger fear in Sarah, one of the characters, but something more deeper.
Yes.
Unease.
Yes.
Right. And the kids themselves, they're not bouncing with excitement.
Well,
they're driven by this desperate hollow hunger.
Right.
So Julia, what do you make of that initial unsettling of such a normal scene? Well,
you hit the nail on the head, right? It's unsettling. And that's what makes it so effective. It's psychological horror at its best. It takes something we all know. The cheerful ice cream truck, right?
Yeah.
Childhood, joy, all that, and it twists it just slightly, but significantly.
Yeah.
And it bypasses our defenses. It creates a sense of unease that lingers far more than a jump scare, because it makes us question everything.
Right.
We start to wonder, what other hidden darkness is lurking beneath the surface of the mundane.
Right.
And that detail about the children, their smiles, that terrified Sarah more than any tantrum. It's brilliant because it's the absence of normal behavior. That's truly disturbing.
In your story, doesn't linger on that unease for long. It escalates quickly.
It does.
Sarah's son, Ben, is caught in this trance. His grip on the milk and cone are naturally strong.
Yes.
And this unease spreads.
It does.
Right. The other parents start noticing the same apathy in their kids, this joylessness that only seems to lift when the truck's jingle plays. And this fear, this collective fear, culminates in a pretty intense moment. The parents decide to destroy the truck.
They do.
So Julia, this act of collective, almost primal fear, does that strike you as a turning point in the narrative?
It definitely is a turning point.
Yeah.
Because it's like the first domino falling, towards something much darker. And it's a powerful moment. It's a visceral reaction to a threat. It's a human response to lash out at the source of your fear.
Right.
But The spectral driver's revelation. You break the vessel. You don't end the hunger.
Yeah.
It's crucial. It highlights that misunderstanding of what's really going on, that you can't just solve a supernatural or psychological problem. With brute force. And the image of the kids slumping after, the spark gone from their eyes, it really emphasizes the futility of that act. It hints at something deeper, something more insidious at play.
Then comes the twist.
Right.
Right, the chilling twist. A week later, the jingle returns, but the driver is now Sarah.
Yes.
And the truck is no longer a wreck. It's this vision of gleaming chrome and starlight. And she's come to understand that the truck itself wasn't the source of the hunger, but just a conduit, a channel.
Yeah.
Right. And her reflection on her own life, the gray blur of Bill's arguments and this aching hollowness that she tried to fill, it really connects her own unspoken sorrows to the need she saw. In the spectral woman's eyes, it's a deeply unsettling realization that this stolen joy, this hunger, it isn't just affecting the children.
No.
So,
Julia, this idea of a shared emptiness being exploited by something supernatural, that's disturbing.
It is disturbing because it shifts the focus of the horror inward. It's not just about an external threat. It suggests that the truck, and maybe others like it, are preying on a void. Collective societal sorrow that we're not really acknowledging.
Right. And Sarah's transformation isn't driven by evil. It's driven by desperation.
Right.
A different kind of desperation. The ice cream offers relief, not just for the kids, but for the adults, too.
Yeah.
Who are looking for escape from their own desperation. And that blurring of the lines between victim and perpetrator. And the implication that the parents are fueling the cycle with their ignored sorrows. It adds a layer of unease and social commentary.
Yeah, and that middle ground that Sarah walks, not reveling in her role, but understanding its necessity is what makes her so compelling.
Right.
She becomes something monstrously practical, a collector of the one currency this truck deals in, which is stolen joy.
Stolen joy.
And the story ends with this thought that the truck isn't an anomaly, but a warped mirror, reflecting the hidden desperation that lives in every quiet street, every neatly kept house, and every parent who seeks escape in something as simple as a melting ice cream cone.
Julia, what final thoughts does this leave you with regarding the nature of horror in Five Sweet Sorrow?
Well, I think Five Sweet Sorrow really turns our expectations of horror upside down. The real terror isn't a monster. It's a reflection of us, our vulnerabilities, our needs, and what we'll do to find relief from the weight of our own lives. It's just that the most frightening threats aren't things we can fight off, but the manifestation of our own anxieties, our desires, twisted and amplified. And it makes you think that the things we seek comfort in might be feeding something sinister, something cyclical. It really makes you wonder what unseen hungers are present in our own communities, masked by normalcy.
That's a chilling thought
It is.
to carry with us, isn't it? This exploration of Five Sweet Sorrow is a reminder that horror doesn't always wear a mask. Sometimes it hides in plain sight, disguised by the mundane.
I mean, it makes you wonder about those unspoken hungers that might be lurking just down your street.
It does.
So thank you, Julia.
You're welcome.
Illuminating the unsettling depths of Five Sweet Sorrow. And to you, the listener, we hope this journey into the shadows has been both thought-provoking and suitably spooky. And if you've enjoyed this exploration of hidden horrors and crave more tales that blur the lines between the ordinary and the terrifying, be sure to rate and follow The Walking Dread. Maybe next time we'll delve into the nightmares that keep you awake.
Ooh.
Sweet dreams.
If you dabble